Hi and welcome. I'm Shannon and I'm a binge eating and intuitive eating coach. So you may be familiar with the anti-diet movement, but are you familiar with the real truth behind why diets don't work? In this video, we're going to be covering the truth about diets. I'll also leave all sources, including the research studies, in the description box below in case you're interested. So chances are you're watching this video because you've tried at least one diet in the past. Or perhaps you are currently on a diet and you're just kind of curious why it might not be going as well as you hoped it would. Well, more likely than not, you have experienced failing a diet. And I'm here to tell you, first and foremost, friend, you didn't fail the diet failed you. Most diets are not set up in a way that is sustainable. Anything that relies on depriving yourself of food, types of food, amounts of food, pleasure from eating, or when you can and can't eat, can drive you into a restriction cycle that no amount of willpower can tackle. However, who do we blame when a diet fails? Well, ourselves. We say it was because I fell off the wagon, or I couldn't keep it together, or I failed the diet. So we blame ourselves and we either try the diet again or find a new diet. Here's the thing, with each new diet, your body is learning how to adapt. And it becomes harder and harder to lose weight, which is most people's primary goal when they diet. The first few diets or at the start of a diet, you might find yourself losing weight. However, studies have shown that's not typically sustainable. Weight loss aside, diets also contribute to body dissatisfaction, binge eating, food and body preoccupation, food cravings, distraction from other health goals, reduced self-esteem, and weight stigma and discrimination. So let's dive deeper on why diets don't work. The first reason diets don't work is because they trigger feelings of deprivation. So what triggers these feelings of deprivation? Well, it's when your eating needs are being controlled by external food rules. These food or diet rules dictate how much, when, and what you can eat, regardless of your energy needs, your food preferences, or your hunger. So when we're being deprived of certain types of foods that we enjoy or eating at regular times, it can fuel this feeling of deprivation. The next reason diets don't work is because they trigger what the intuitive eating method calls the inner rebellion, because they are an assault on your personal autonomy and boundaries. Dieting erodes the trust over time that you have in yourself in making choices for your own body. It's not uncommon to feel like, I don't know how to eat anymore, or I wish I could just eat like a normal person when you've been on the cycle of dieting time and time again. Even when you're no longer on a diet, those food rules can linger and definitely affect our food choices. This can affect your eating and trigger binges from that feeling of deprivation. So now we know how dieting can affect our relationship with food. But interestingly, dieting also causes biological mechanisms that keep us from losing weight and actually trigger weight gain from dieting. Since the late 1940s, a large body of research has shown that the act of dieting promotes weight gain in a variety of age groups, from children and teens to adults. So how does this work? Our bodies are quite resilient. When you're on a diet, your cells interpret that as famine, and they will do anything that they can to survive. This can cause slowing of metabolism, muscle degradation, in which the body destroys the muscle in order to gain extra energy, and lower levels of leptin, which is a hormone that triggers the feelings of fullness. Your body is preparing for famine, and it interprets dieting as exactly that. So now that you know the truth about diets and a bit about why they don't work, notice what feelings are coming up for you. It's not unusual for this information to cause you to feel defensive, upset, in denial, frustrated, excited, etc. We live in a society that teaches us that we just need another diet to fix our relationship with food and help us find a healthy weight. But that's simply not true. I know for me, when I first heard this information about diets not working, I honestly didn't want to believe it. It was really hard for me to believe at first because it went against everything I was raised to know and everything that I thought that I had researched. So hold space for whatever feelings that you're feeling, and then turn that feeling into action and do some research on your own. I'll leave my book recommendations below, but I highly recommend the Intuitive Eating book, as well as the Anti-Diet book by Christy to learn more about diets, why they don't work, and a lot more of the science behind it. These books also lay out what you can do instead of dieting. Intuitive eating is a fantastic alternative to dieting in which you honor both your physical and your mental health. I'll link above one of our videos on intuitive eating and what it is. Most of all, know that it is completely okay if the desire to continue dieting is still there even when you hear this information. You're only human, and dieting potentially is all you've ever known. So it makes sense that it would continue to come up for you. But again, I encourage you to do more research. I encourage you to continue along this path in learning the harmful effects of dieting. I hope that this video was helpful. If it was, we would love if you could give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for watching.